Hey crafty people! Welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! So it's time for another Mass Make Monday. If you're new to my channel, what I do is I set a timer for 45 minutes and try to see how many of a particular item I can make in that time frame. So for today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create tag bases using book page, and I was inspired by Julie at Camellia Craft Designs, who was doing these in a recent video. Now she doubled up her pages before folding them to make her tag bases. I'm not gonna do that because I tried doing it with one when I was testing this out, and I did not like how, I don't know, it was lumpy bumpy, and I was not happy with the doubling up of the pages. What I will probably do is attach all of my tag bases to some plain coffee dyed paper after this video so that you have a plain writing space on the back of the tag, and to make it a little sturdier than what the folded over pieces of book page will give us for our tags. So what I've pulled out is a variety of different random book pages, one that I was working on, to do this with. I've got a couple different ideas for how to do them, and I'm also going to pull out my little tag corner template, which I will explain when we get to that part. So in Mass Make style, we're going to start by folding all of our pages, and I'm going to start my timer and we'll get going. And oh, let me tell you, I was struggling to figure out what to do for this video, and I'm struggling with the fact that my craft space is a complete and utter disaster area, and life has just been crazy lately. So I am just going to fold my pieces of paper in thirds-ish. It doesn't have to be exact or perfect, but I'm gonna go in about thirds, and I'm gonna clean up all of my edges after doing all of the folding and probably all of the gluing. So basically that's going to be our tag base, and then you can decide which side you want as your front or your back. And this is a page of inky antique book page that I probably used to clean up ink off my desk. Since we're creeping up on Christmas in July, I pulled out some book pages from some Christmas books so that we can have a couple of those. So this is option one, just fold it in thirds to create your base. And I think this is going to be all right. Option two is fold it in thirds-ish, and if you want to get a little bit more precise, you can before putting a full crease in, adjust, but we're going to go with this. So we're going to do one, and then for your top layer, which I think I'm going to use for this, I'm going to fold over a little bit of this so that we can reinforce and make this a pocket. So when we glue down, we're not going to glue this piece down all the way, whereas on, say, this one, we glue it down all the way, and then that can be the front of the tag. So it'll make sense in a minute. Let's just go ahead and fold some more pieces. So this video was supposed to air last Monday, but because my craft room floor redo took longer than anticipated, I didn't manage to get it posted. So I'm going to leave some of the original audio from this video in and do a little bit of voiceover so I can give you an update on what's going on. Sorry about being MIA all last week with no videos, but as I said, redoing the floors in my craft room took way longer than I anticipated. I thought it was going to take me and my dad about a day and a half to do the flooring, and it actually took more like 3 days, and we're not actually entirely done. There's one little section that we still need to do some finishing touches on. So as a result, I did not get any videos ready and up and posted last week, and I'm hoping I'll have videos all this week. And then I've got some pages that are oh so very white, and we'll probably get some serious inking when the time comes, from a copy of The Christmas Carol, or A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. So I installed the new flooring in my craft room over Father's Day weekend, and how it went was on Friday I had a company called College Hunks Hauling Junk come over, and they took out the couch and the TV stand for my craft room, and they also hauled away my bed and my dresser because I got a new bed and dresser as well. And then my dad ended up coming over Friday after they left, and we demoed the floor in the craft room. And then on Saturday, we started installing the floor, and I figured we'd get the whole floor done on Saturday, and it took a little bit longer than anticipated because the floor is not level in any direction in this room, so the interlocking flooring did not go down as smoothly as it has in rooms where the subfloors are a bit straighter and smoother. So we got about 3/4 of the way done on Saturday. Then on Sunday, when we started installing the rest of the floor, I had been using an exercise mat to kneel on, and I went flying, cartoon step on a banana peel style. I landed on my side and thankfully did not hit my head on the ground, but I was in a bit of pain because I hit my hip and my hand and bashed my elbow and strained my neck. So that slowed the whole process down on Sunday. Alright, so I've got some more. These are some vintage Reader Digest pages. Again, just folded in thirds. And I think, we're going to do this one, we're going to fold over. And so again, creating a shorter pocket on the side of that tag. And then on Sunday, after we got the floor finished getting that laid down, we had to go out to Lowe's to pick up some quarter round molding to put along the edge of the flooring, and we also needed to pick up another transition piece because I didn't get enough of that, so we had to go to the flooring store to do that. So we did those errands, and I think we got everything cut, and maybe my dad started priming. I think, he primed the pieces, and then we called it quits for the day, and I painted the quarter round molding pieces that were going to go down. And then on Monday, my dad came over and helped with installing all the quarter round around most of the room. The problem is the craft room is on a slightly lower level than the laundry room that leads into it. And apparently, when my ex-husband and I bought the house and had guys do laminate flooring in this room, like there was carpeting, we had that pulled up, they built a step to transition from the laundry room into this room. So when we demoed the floor, we pulled up that step, and there wasn't actually a step there for us to just put flooring back over. So my dad was contemplating what to do about that. We got most of the quarter round molding up on Monday because Tuesday the love seat was coming. So we needed to get all of the quarter round in place so that the guys could drop off the love seat. Now I'm going to go back to the original audio from this video where I tell you about going out with a friend the Sunday before Father's Day. And then Sunday I went to brunch with a friend because we had tickets to see Clue live on stage. Now, I could have sworn when I read the description of it, like a year ago when I first saw it in the little playbill being announced as upcoming for this season, that it was Clue the musical. But it was not a musical. it was just a live show, which is kind of funny because, and I also thought I had read that it was a slightly different plot line from the movie Clue, which, if you're not familiar, it was a movie that came out in the 80s, and it is centered around a bunch of it's Agatha Christie-esque in that you've got 6 strangers attending a dinner party at an old mansion, and a bunch of murders ensue, and so they've got to try and figure out who the murderer or murderers are. And the big gimmick with Clue the movie when it came out in the 80s was that there were 3 different endings to the movie, and depending on which showing you went to would determine which ending you got to see. So you never knew what your Clue movie ending would be. And it was based on a board game. So growing up, it, and still is, my favorite movie. My cousin and I used to, she'd come over for sleepovers and we'd play the board game and then we'd watch the movie. And so, yeah, I absolutely adore Clue. And I've seen it so many times as we were watching the live version, which was not significantly different from the movie version. Like, there were differences. They gave some lines to different characters. They tweaked things a little bit, how it went. But mostly it followed along pretty closely to the original movie. So I could, recite the show along with the cast in my head. I did not do it loud enough to disturb those behind me, don't worry. But yeah, I can kind of recite the movie along with it as it goes, because I have seen it that many times. It is my all-time favorite. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we had a lovely brunch at a downtown restaurant. I ended up having what did I have? I had chicken and waffles with, it had this bourbon maple bacon glazed. It was quite tasty. And so we did that. So I was gone a good chunk of Sunday. And by the time I got home, because what we decided to do is, so the restaurant was about half mile from where the theater that we went to was located. So what we ended up deciding to do is, instead of getting into my car, driving the little bit to the parking garage by the theater, and my friend had found street parking. I cannot parallel park, so I tend to go to the limited number of parking garages in the downtown Orlando area, because me and parallel parking do not get along, and I will drive around a little bit to see if there's a spot that I can just pull into, and will often give up after a bit of driving around, because I'm I can't find anything. I am not going to fight with trying to get a parking spot, and so just go and park in a parking garage. So we decided to just leave my car there, because my car was closer to the restaurant than her car. So one option was that we would take my car, drive over, and then I could drive her to her car, after the show was over. So what we decided instead to do was we decided to walk, and I did not pick the right shoes for walking to the theater or that far in, because by the time we left the theater and started walking back in the direction, it was a little bit cooler, so it was a bit on the warm side, but not too terrible. But it was also my feet were killing me by the time we left and were heading back. So I ended up having we walked to her car, which was kind of on the way to my car, and then she drove me from there over to the garage, because I ended up getting a blister actually I got blisters on both my feet, because the shoes I chose were not a good choice. All right, so we've got everybody folded now. We're going to stop there folding wise. So as you saw, I just varied them between folding them fully over and folding them partially over, and then doing a second fold to create a pocket. And now I'm going to pull out my art glitter glue to glue everybody together. So that's our next step. Now you could definitely use glue stick for this, but if you've been watching my channel at all, I am not a fan of glue stick. Glue stick and I do not get along. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue to glue everybody together. So so by the time I got home after that, my feet were killing me. I put them up and I just sat on my couch and got very little done Sunday evening. And now we return to my adventures in flooring. And after my dad left on Monday, I did some touch-up painting on the molding in the room. and I assembled a desk I bought off of Amazon to go in the far corner of my room for my sewing machine and my scan and cut to go on. So I did that, and then Tuesday I ran out to Target because my furniture delivery window started at like 12:45, because I figured it'd be a good idea for me to pick up sheets for my new bed since, I downsized from a king to a queen, so I need new sheets. And I also got a rug to go under the love seat and a few other things. And then I had one thing I needed to do for work on Tuesday. And of course, this is how it always ends up working. I had to be on a work call at 1 o'clock, which the call should have only been about 10 minutes and ended up being half an hour. But of course, while I'm on the call, I get a phone call from Ashley Furniture to let me know the delivery guys are on their way. And then as soon as I get off the work call, I get a call from the delivery truck drivers that they're there. So I got all of 9 minutes notice from Ashley, and of course it came at like the worst time of the day. So it was a little frantic, but I, got the dogs wrangled so that they could deliver. They started with the love seat and put that in, and then they assembled my bed and put the dresser in, and it took them about 45 minutes or so. So I've got a lovely new queen size bed that's got 6 drawers, 2 on each side and then 2 at the foot, and a new dresser in my bedroom, and a lovely ocean blue love seat with power recliners in my TV room. Alright, so this is one with the pocket, so I am just going to put glue along here, or the side tuck really, and along here, and I'm going to make sure I do it a little bit lower than the top because we're going to trim that up and straighten it out. You of course could leave it if you want to leave a jaggedy edge there. And after the furniture got delivered, my dad came over to help me assemble the new TV stand, because apparently when you buy furniture from Ashley Furniture, if it's below a certain price tag, they don't deliver it. They ship it to you via UPS and you have to assemble it. So we had to assemble the TV stand, and boy was that fun. The best thing is you open the instruction book and they suggest 2 people to do the assembly, and they tell you to pick your partner cautiously because your sanity may depend on it. And yeah, we ended up reassembling the thing several times because I apparently misread the direction for step 8. So we put the pieces in backwards and didn't realize it till we got to step 12. So we undo that, redo it, get to step 13, at which point I realized I misread the directions for step 4, so we put something in backward at step 4, so we had to undo everything. So yeah, I think we took it apart like 3 or 4 times before we finally got it together correctly. But we got that assembled and put in place, and my dad was able to help me move my TV back into my TV/craft room. So Tuesday night I was able to sit on my couch and relax and watch my TV. Well, sit on my new love seat. So yeah, I was a bit exhausted, and because we didn't finish with the flooring till pretty much the end of the day Monday, except for the step, which I will get to that saga soon, I ended up taking Wednesday off because I hadn't done laundry or grocery shopping, not that I grocery shopped on Wednesday, and I still had craft supplies on my kitchen counters. Like, my house was not functional. So I took Wednesday off, and I also, as part of this whole process, refinished my desk, which I don't think I mentioned. We ended up putting that back in place, I think Monday evening because it was in place when the guys came to deliver the couch, because, like, my desk is on the wall across from the love seat, and there's only so much space along that wall before you hit the door leading out into my yard. So pretty much it's my TV stand is from like the door to however far it goes. Then I have my desk, then some space so I can get to my desk, and then the table is up against the wall to my closet. And so I needed all that in place so that I could have the love seat kind of centered on where the TV would be. So we put the craft desk back in place, I think Monday evening. I needed to finish the refinish on the table that goes behind my craft desk. So I ended up doing that on Wednesday, and I started moving some stuff back in, but not everything, because we still hadn't figured out the step and I didn't want to have to move stuff around. And then when I refinished the desk behind my craft table, I decided I wanted to get like a mat to protect the surface before I put all the stuff that goes on there back. And I had to do some caulking by the closet door, so I've got some shelves that go in front of it that I couldn't put back. So yeah, it's been an epic saga of I can't get this done till I get this done, till that gets done, and I gotta do this and that and the other thing. Oh, so after Wednesday, I went back to work Thursday and Friday. So I did do a little bit of puttering around like during lunch and after work Thursday and Friday. And then my dad came over on Saturday, and we figured out what we were going to do for the step. We decided to put the step that the guys who put the flooring in when I bought the house back down, and then just cover it with the new flooring. So he came over Saturday morning and started doing that, and it took way longer than anticipated, as did everything with this project. So we managed to get that piece back in place. It's covered. The stair nose is on. The transition from the laundry room into the step is in place. But we realized as we were doing this that the flooring we took out was thicker than the flooring we put in. So the molding around the door in the craft room is too short, so there's these big gaps at the bottom. So we have to get molding to go in there, and we have to install that before we can install the last little transition piece to finish off the flooring. And we still have to do quarter round that goes along the, like I have a little short wall from the door to the start of my closet. So I haven't put that down yet. So I told Dad, let's take Sunday off and we'll come back and this weekend do it. Ooh, I put way too much glue on there. I put it on this side instead of this side. So yeah, the flooring isn't quite finished, but we will be finishing it up this coming weekend. And then I will be able to move everything back into my craft space, because I have a bookcase that I also refinished that goes on that short wall that I don't want to put anything on, because I'll just have to take it off so that we can put down the quarter round that goes there. So I will be very glad when the flooring is completely done and everything's in place and I can put everything away. I've also ordered some more storage stuff from Amazon that I'm waiting to get delivered so that I can put all of my craft supplies that are back in the room away. And we ended up postponing Father's Day to this past weekend. So we celebrated on Saturday, which was actually my dad's birthday. So yeah, my poor dad was put to work on both Father's Day and his birthday this year. But I did give him a very good gift. I have promised not to do any more flooring projects. No more flooring installation for me and my dad. So he was very happy about that. Yeah, because this flooring install about did me in. My knees are still bothering me from all of the kneeling from installing the flooring. My back hurts. I'm exhausted. Oh, good grief. So yeah, I definitely am not going to be installing any more floors, and my dad was very happy to hear that, because he too was exhausted by this project, and we will both be very glad when it is finally completely finished. But yeah, for his birthday / postponed Father's Day, so yeah, we ended up ordering Thai food, and my sister and her partner and Dad and I ate at my dad's house. And my sister made a Boston cream pie, and I made a sour cream cake, because those are my dad's two favorite cakes, and he gets a Boston cream pie every year for his birthday and a sour cream cake for his birthday / Father's Day. So we did that and had a lovely evening just sitting around chatting and eating Thai food. So that's what we did for Father's Day / my dad's birthday. And then I'm doing this voiceover on Sunday, the day before this is going to air, and I definitely had a very slow start. It's taken me a while to recover from the epic flooring installation. So yeah, I've been, putting some more craft supplies away, and I'm working on some of the voiceover and getting this video edited, and I needed to film an ending for Wednesday's video because apparently never filmed that, and I started work on Friday's video, so hopefully I will be posting on my usual days this week of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get Friday's videos done in time. And then my dad stopped by because he left his caulk gun here, and so he wanted to pick that up, and I got a new desk chair for my craft desk, and Dad liked the chair I had, so he was going to take that. So in the process of getting that out of my house earlier today, Bert managed to get out of the house as well, so I had to chase him down, and he got all the way to the end of the block and around the block before I got him. And of course, he did it at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon when it was stinking hot out. So yeah, I've been moving very slowly today because that flooring project took a lot out of me. Oh, goodness gracious, how many did I fold? I've done it again, haven't I? I've made an insane number of these things without even realizing it. And now it's going to take me forever to fold and then trim them all up. Because, yeah, I've got way more still left to go. How is that possible? So I'm definitely going to have an ample stack of these guys. I think I may need to do my next mass make Monday, may need to be a mass decorate of book page tags. So this one's a bit of a longer one. And how long is it actually? Oh, that one's really long. It's over 7 inches long. So yeah, a variety of book pages works for this project. Whatever you got that you like will work. Now, when I clip the corners to make them tag shape, I may end up needing to add more glue based on where I put glue the first time around. I'm not all that worried about it. Of course, if you use glue stick, you get a more even coverage of the sections, but again, me and glue stick just don't get along. And boy, is putting my craft supplies taking way longer than anticipated, because oh my goodness, I have so much stuff in this room and moved so much stuff out of this room, and I'm slowly moving it back in, and I keep thinking, okay, I've got everything, and then I find more stuff in the dining room. In fact, I had a 3-drawer thing that I have some of my dies in that I apparently put in my master bedroom, because when I unloaded everything from the craft room for the flooring installation, since I had gotten rid of my bed in my bedroom, that was the only real room I could put stuff in, so we'd piled stuff in there. So it was this morning I realized, oh, that's still in my bedroom, I need to move that into the craft room. And so between assembling new storage stuff, because I got rid of some things, I'm changing stuff around, I'm reorganizing, I'm lightening everything up. I had a little end table that 3-drawer thing was on, and I changed that out for something with some shelves on it, but the shelves aren't quite as tall as I would like, so the things I thought I was going to put there didn't fit there, and so it's just been an epic project of getting the stuff back into my craft space, which is really messing with my mojo for crafting. Today, I was working on Friday's video, and I have the idea, know what I want to do, just do not have the will to craft right now, because my supplies are still in somewhat of a chaotic state. I've started moving stuff back in, but everything isn't back in, and it took me a little while to find the project, because it's something I started working on before the flooring redo got started, and so I spent a bit of time this morning trying to figure out where exactly I put the project that I wanted to work on for Friday's video, but I found it. Although part of it's missing because it's a junk journal cover, and I'm missing one of the spine pieces that I know I had at some point, but has magically disappeared and is lost amongst the chaos. So yeah, it's insane how much craft supplies I fit into this room and how much I'm trying to get back into. Because yeah, it's like, it's for my D&D nerds out there, this room's like a bag of holding. For my Disney nerds, it's kind of like Mary Poppins carpet bag, where it just keeps pulling stuff out and out. For my sci-fi nerds, the room's kind of like the TARDIS on Doctor Who. It's bigger on the inside than it appears on the outside. Yeah, there's just an endless amount of stuff in this room. Yeah, I suspect it's going to be a little while before I get everything put away. And it's also going to take a little while for me to get used to the new homes things that are getting put into. Because, yeah, I've reorganized, and with the new TV cabinet, I actually have some craft supplies in the TV cabinet. So I've got to remember that there's stuff there. I've got some more storage containers coming from Amazon on, I think, tomorrow and Tuesday, so that I will hopefully be able to get some more stuff put away once those come. And then next weekend, once we finally put in the last bit of quarter round and I can put stuff back on that bookcase, hopefully once that's done, I'll be able to just organize some things and get everything back into some semblance of order in this space. Because yeah, it's driving me a little crazy, and it's making it hard for me to want to craft, but I'm really eager for my space to be done, because it's so lighter. Like, with changing to a love seat, there's so much more space, and the new TV cabinet I got, or TV stand I got, is narrower, so the room just looks bigger between that and lightening up all the furniture. And now we've got a big pile of pages to trim up and chomp corners on, and woof. So much to do. All right, let me grab my trimmer. And so if you don't like the sound of a guillotine, turn down the volume now. I'm just going to straighten up all of the edges on my tags that need straightening. Because yeah, I changed out the flooring from like cherry wood color to gray weathered wood, so the flooring's lighter. My craft desk was a dark brown top with the cabinets underneath it were black with black doors, and what I did was I recovered the top of the desk with some contact paper in a light weathered wood finish, and then spray painted the sides of it white and spray painted all the drawers, like I think it's like ocean mist or something, spray with a spray paint. So that's lighter. The desk that was behind my craft table was a dark brown wood color, and I've painted that in light blues and aqua colors. You'll see, because I'm going to do a craft room tour, what that looks like. The bookcase that I have on the short wall, that was a dark brown as well. I painted that kind of it's not quite an aqua, it's a little darker than an aqua, but maybe turquoisey kind of color, but lighter than that. I don't know. It's a blue-green color. And then I had a little end table that I got rid of, and now it's a light gray wood shelf thing that I put over there. So the room's a lot lighter and brighter and airier, and so I'm very happy with how it's looking. I'm just going to be glad when everything's put away. All right, so now we need to add our tag corners, and I am going to just go through. And so, okay, for adding tag corners, I've got, this is an old gift card that I just clipped the corners off of to make a template so that I don't have to futz about when cutting off tag corners. If you don't, you can eyeball cutting off your corner, flip it over, hold it in place over here, and cut along it. But I prefer using my template because it gives me more to hold on to when I am cutting my tag corners off. So we've got a pocket over here, so let's just pay attention to that. Let's go with the smaller guy. Because look, I've got all of this that I can hold onto to hold in place, whereas if you cut off a corner, you've just got this little bitty thing that you've got to hold into place. Not a fan of doing that. So next time you have a gift card that you no longer need, save it and make yourself a little template. You can also do it out of a piece of cardstock. Just be cognizant of the fact that you are likely going to have to replace it eventually, because you'll likely start trimming off extra from your template. You could do like a couple of layers of cardstock. You could use chipboard to make a template as well. But yeah, I highly recommend having the little template to cut your corners off if you're worried about both sides being the same. Now you could eyeball both sides and not worry about it. That's also an option. Yeah, and I think I've got like a nick in this that causes me to sometimes go wonky on it, but I can fix that in a sec. I just did a really poor job cutting those corners. This just went all kinds of out of whack. There we go. Much better. It just makes life so much easier to be able to do it this way. But again, if you don't care and you just want to eyeball both sides, that is a legitimate option. I just know myself and know that if I try to eyeball clipping off both of the corners, they're going to be horribly different from each other, like way off, nowhere near, and it's going to drive me batty. So that is why I use my little card template, and I just have a spot for it on my desk. I've actually got this like little wood slotted thing for holding like rulers and such, and so it's in the back of that, so that it's to hand when I need it. Like, it's one of the tools that I keep close at hand because I use it all the time, and I don't want to have to be hunting for it whenever I need it. So yeah, once the room is put back into order and I've got all of my stuff sorted and put back, I will do a craft room tour and show you what it is I keep out on my desk close at hand and how I've got my stuff organized, and show you what my crafting space looks like. Okay, so this has got a pocket, so let's pay attention to the pocket. So yeah, that will be an upcoming video. Hopefully sometime in January I'll have everything sorted and put together. My goal is to do it as soon as possible because, let's face it, with doing the flooring, my room, and putting everything back and all that will be at its cleanest during this window between me getting the room done and starting full swing on crafting again. So yeah, I need to film the tour as soon as possible before it becomes a disaster area again, as it is prone to. It's a never-ending battle to try and keep things neat and tidy because, yeah, I invariably start crafting and then I need a table to put this on, so I set up a TV tray table and put a bunch of stuff on it, and then more stuff gets piled on, and yeah. I function best in organized chaos. I am not one of those people who constantly clears their desk off at the end of the day. No, I have stuff everywhere. It's funny, when I used to work in the office, the guy I work with was one of those people who he could not come into his desk being messy. So by the end of the day, there was nothing left out on his desk each day, Whereas I had, you know, empty water bottles and files. Now, I knew where my stuff was, and I had piles that were organized as to what they were. You know, this is what I'm working on. This is what I need. I'm waiting for something for this one. You know, I had it all organized and knew where stuff was, but someone walking into the room would just see complete and utter chaos. So yeah, that's how I function. I am prone to semi-organized chaos, and it's a constant state, and I try to be better about keeping things organized and tidy, and invariably I do not succeed. And we are rapidly running out of time, because we've got like less than 3 minutes left, so I have a feeling I'm going to just end up cutting all of these into tag shapes, and we're not going to get anybody decorated today, which is okay. Like I said, I'm a little bit brain dead right now, and like even trying to think about how am I going to go about decorating these is not computing right now. I'm just like, yeah, let's just get these guys all prepped and ready to go. So what I may do next week is next week's may be Mass Make Monday decorating book page tags. That might be what we do. So which means I don't have to come up with something, because yeah, I was on the struggle bus with figuring out what to do for this week's Mass Make Monday as well. Like I kept having ideas and then being like, no, or maybe, or I don't, like, it's just, yeah, my craft space has tipped over from organized chaos to just chaos, and my crafty brain can't handle full-on chaos, apparently, because, yeah. And I'm also realizing I really need to go and get new glasses, and or need to start using my reading glasses when I'm crafting, because yeah, my eyesight's struggling right now. I'm like, I think I'm doing stuff too close up for my eyes to like with regards to wearing my distance glasses, because yeah, it's definitely need to make an optometrist appointment. I think I may need new glasses. I think we might, maybe we'll get all of these cut before the alarm goes off. No, we won't, because there's like 14 seconds left. I'm gonna freak my dog out here in a moment. You know what, I'm gonna stop it before it goes off, so there's 2 seconds left on the timer, and let's just go ahead and snip these last two tags into shape. And then I'll show you, we'll tally up how many we actually managed to get done. And next Mass Make Monday, we'll have a mass decorating session and decorate a bunch of tags. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Wow, we got a whole heck of a lot done. Well, partly done. So now these can go into my to-do box, essentially, and can await getting decorated, so which we will probably do next week. And as you can see, I used a variety of different book pages. So we've got different colors and tones and sizes, and these are so gonna get inked all the heck up because they are just way too white. But yeah, it doesn't matter what book page you use, this project works for it. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting!